Okay, you ready? The dealership life. Yeah.
Hi YouTube,
Hey, we're back.
this is Chris and
Jaden.
with the Dealership Life. And I'm sounding super scripted right now because I just spent the last 15 minutes coughing because of coffee. So I'm trying to be just dialed in on this video. Speaking of this video, it's about the 10 worst cars that you can buy from a car dealer's perspective.
Yes, the 10 worst used cars that you can buy. In our opinion, coming from us, we're not taking any, other videos into account or statistics and blah, 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 blah. We just want to talk to you about, in our opinion, what we've seen, what we've noticed, what are some of the vehicles, when it comes to used vehicles, that you're going to want to stay away from. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. Because why not?
And a lot of these cars are vehicles that are typically 7 to 10 years of age or older. You know, the typical used car is something that's around $10,000 to $15,000. I don't think any cars on my list would even sell for over $15,000. So this is not in reference to any new vehicles, but some of them can be. So, and this is I have a whole list here on my phone. Jaden came to me and said, I need you to make a list of vehicles that you think are the worst ones. Now, there's a lot more I could put on here, but these are the first 10 that popped up on my mind that I wanted to go over. So all these opinions are based on what I've experienced going through auctions and purchasing cars. It doesn't mean everyone's experience is the same as mine. It's just these are things that, and some of that, these things I'm going to bring up aren't reasons that I don't buy cars even, these certain cars to sell. They're just things I'm looking for. These are things that I don't have a problem buying most of these cars and reselling them. But when I'm about to buy them, I'm going to look at these potential issues and make sure that they're not an issue. Okay, so off my list I made on my own little notepad. We're going to start with the first one.
Okay.
Ready?
Let me guess. Chevy.
That's on here, yeah.
Okay, Hyundai?
Nope. So the first one is any Nissan product with a CVT transmission.
Yes.
What is a CVT transmission? That is a continuously variable transmission. So those are transmissions that don't use gears, but they use typically steel belts. So they're driven internally by steel belts. What happens is the steel belts wear down because of a thing called friction. That I need you to put the.
You want me to put that?
I want you
right
to put
there?
friction, and they're pretty much a single drive belt. They don't necessarily have gears. Mopeds and scooters use CVT transmissions. They just don't work that well in cars. Now, isn't that Nissans are the only ones that have a CVT transmission? Toyota and Honda do as well. Toyota and Honda actually have had issues with their CVTs, and they've had recalls on them.
Never hear about CVT transmissions when it comes to Toyotas.
Hondas you have. You know, we had Civics. In fact, I have a Civic in the shop right now needing a new CVT transmission.
I never hear of issues, I guess I should say.
Yeah, it doesn't happen near as much. And for some reason, Toyota really doesn't have a lot of issues. They've had a couple of years of CVT transmission issues. But anyway.
So is it Nissan that's making these?
No. So these are made by Jatco, Jatco, I believe is how it's spelled. The CVT transmissions from Nissan, they're known to go bad. I've seen, it's mainly, so the CVTs are mainly in the Sentras, Versas, Altimas, Maximas. And I believe they have a CVT transmission in the Pathfinders, in the Rogues, and in the... oh my goodness, what's above Murano? Murano. So the Nissan Murano, Rogue, Altima, Maxima, Versa, Sentra, and I think Pathfinder. So like 7 or 8 of Nissan, their vehicles, 7 or 8 of their vehicles all have CVT transmissions, and they're terrible. I've seen them go bad at 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles. Don't get one. Just don't get one. They're terrible.
They
terrible
also
transmissions.
feel weird. We've had so many times where a customer will take one out on a test drive and they come back in and they're like, there's something weird with the transmission. We have to explain, no, it's just a CVT transmission. That's how they feel, and they're stupid, and we hate them.
Oh, they're Japanese. Jatco, I guess, is a Japanese transmission. They just suck. So we're going to move on from that one. Now, last thing on CVT transmission, how do you know if a car has one? Well, first, just look at the spec sheet on the car when you buy it. Secondly, look at the RPMs when you're driving the car, and you won't feel a shift. CVTs don't really have a shift because they have a continuous drive. So you'll drive and they just keep on going. They have like a fake shift in them, kind of. They're really weird. I really don't recommend them unless they're on a Toyota. Secondly, Hyundais.
Hyundai.
So Hyundais and Kia products, mainly the ones with the Theta 2 engine. Those are typically the 2.4 liter four cylinders that you can find in the smaller SUVs, the Optimas, the Hyundai Elantras, Kia Fortes have issues with them. And what happens is on these Theta engines and Theta engine blocks, they spin rod bearings and the motors just blow up. It's so bad, there's a giant recall against it. I was able to actually buy Hyundais and buy Kias that had blown engines and not drive them, but have them transported straight to Hyundai or Kia, and we're getting free engines put in there with lifetime warranties.
In which case, if,
that's awesome.
If you can do that, then do buy that.
Yeah.
Because you get a free engine, and then drive it till it blows up again 2 months later. And then, I'm just kidding, not really.
Yeah.
But.
Well, yeah, but I think they have a limited mileage warranty on them, actually. So if you have a Hyundai or Kia and the engine blows up, give the VIN number to the Hyundai or Kia dealer, and it might be covered. You might get a free engine. So
Crazy.
Yep. That's really just that as far as that goes. And I do have the age range that I did look up there, 2011 and up. So funny enough, Hyundais and Kias prior to 2011, I've had a ton of them. They're great cars, actually. I've had 2009 Hyundais. And I've seen 06 Kia Rios with 400,000 miles on them. So for some reason, 2011, they're just terrible, man. Like 2011 and up, the four cylinders. The only ones I think don't have major issues are the 2-liter turbos. I want to say they're okay. But really, every other four-cylinder from Hyundai and Kia 2011 and up are terrible. Their V6s are actually great. The V6s that are in the Sedona minivans and inside of the larger SUVs, their 3.3-liter V6 is a really good engine. They're actually great engines. I don't know why. They just have this weird series of four cylinders, and they're just absolutely terrible. Don't get one. Next step is and we've dealt with this so many times, any Ford Focus, Ford Fiesta, Ford Escape, transmissions. Terrible.
Transmissions?
The transmissions, yeah. Ford Escape, Ford Fiesta,
in
automatic.
all of those, the transmissions are what's bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have a dual clutch transmission, a DCT transmission, and what those are, they're a transmission that acts like they're a manual, but they're not a manual. So they have two clutches internally. The funny thing is, it's not really the tranny that goes out, it's the clutch packs on the inside of the transmission that go bad, but it's an automatic transmission. So when it goes bad, you're now dealing with the worst headaches of a man. I don't know why companies do this. Fiat does it too. They have a dual clutch transmission, and it's pretty much like putting two manual transmissions or two clutches inside of an automatic transmission. So you're taking the worst part of owning a manual and not it being a manual, and then putting it inside of an automatic transmission, and then they go bad, and then you need a new transmission.
That's really weird.
It's completely stupid. It's supposed to get better gas mileage. It's absolutely dumb. Now, that being said, if you can get a Ford Focus or a Ford Fiesta that have a manual transmission, we actually just picked up a Ford Focus from our wholesaler. It's like a 14. No, it's a 17. It has 20,000 original miles on it with a manual transmission.
Whoa.
Awesome car. The sad thing is the Escapes, the Fiestas, the Focuses, their engines, perfectly fine. I haven't had one with a bad engine, never seen one with a bad engine. The transmissions are terrible, the automatic ones are. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people like the Ford Escapes. Those are really common, really popular.
We sell them really well, is what's sad. Like, we do buy and sell them.
We do buy them sometimes, you know, or take them in on trade, and it is a nice, like, cheaper SUV, you know, that it's a Ford.
Get a warranty.
But honestly, that's what I was just about to say. You read my mind. I was going to say that, you know, if you're trying to find a smaller SUV that's in a lower price range and more affordable, and you do end up purchasing a vehicle like that, I would just recommend getting a warranty, because most warranties cover engine and transmission, the major components of the vehicle. So, I mean, you can get a basic warranty that covers just the engine and the transmission, and yeah, that'll cover you.
Yeah, and also as well, it doesn't mean they all go bad. It doesn't mean they're all bad. It just means, and to be honest, knock on wood, I've sold a lot of Escapes, a lot of Focuses, and a lot of Fiestas, and we still have we ever had a customer come back on any of those, actually? I don't think I ever have. I don't think I've ever had a Focus, a Fiesta, or an Escape ever come back from a customer.
Yeah.
I really haven't. Have you? Can you think of one?
I
really don't think so. Knock on wood. I really haven't. And just I know from auctions And I've had a couple of bad ones from trade-ins. I've had people trade in bad Escapes and Focuses and Fiestas that then I turn around and sent to auction or had
again,
an
we're
insurance.
not buying them all the time.
Yeah, I don't
either.
buy them all the time either. But
So-
from my knowledge, those are the common things that go wrong on those.
Yeah.
Also service them, take care of
This
them.
is a list of cars not to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you do buy, maybe we should do a
Okay,
caveat.
maybe
but
we should do a
these are just a
caveat,
list
okay.
of cars that all cars are gonna have issues. All cars. I don't care.
No matter
if
what
people,
you
I don't
buy.
care if people go to a 97 Camry. I don't care. I've had 97 V6 Camrys below head gaskets at 150K. I don't care what the car
Even
make
if it's a
model
new
is.
car.
Yeah, I've seen
New
brand
cars have issues
Yeah.
sometimes too.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of times, new
Yeah,
cars have
yeah.
issues.
They have recalls for a reason,
And-
and they have
and
warranties
price
for a
range.
reason, and they have warranties. New car people go, I want a new car so it doesn't have issues. It's gonna have issues. You just happen to have a warranty on it.
I've never
cut.
thought about that.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
It's the psychology
you get
of
a
it.
new car
Yeah,
and
it's
it
psychology.
comes with a 5 or a 10-year
Because they
warranty.
know it's a broken car. Because the
Well,
manufacturer
and
knows that.
oftentimes right
yeah,
now, new cars are not being built
Yeah.
with, as much quality. So that's fascinating. I've never actually
What's psychology?
thought about
People
that.
think that a new car is a better car. It's not a better car. You just have a higher chance of having recall work that can be handled for free, and you have a warranty from the get-go. So is it a better car, or is the protection just better?
Wow.
So just buy a used car and put a warranty on it. Fourthly, is that a word? Number 4. Fords with mainly the 5.4 liter V8 Triton engines. So Ford does have 3 different Tritons. They have a 4.6, a 5.4, and a, oh goodness, I'm just gonna blank on this one altogether. The V10.
6.0.
They have a V10.
7.12.
I don't know.
12.
They have a V. They have 2 V8s and a V10 that are Tritons. The worst one of them all is actually the 5.4. They're mainly bad for 2 reasons: the cam phasers, cam chain tensioners, and the timing chains go bad. The sad thing about the 5.4 Tritons, I've actually had them. Actually having a timing chain and cam phaser chains being done, if you have a good shop that isn't trying to rake you over the coals, it's not that bad. It's like it's what?
No, sorry. I just had a question for you.
Okay,
Keep
I've had the chains done on them and the cams done, not cams, but the cam phasers done on them. It's like $2,000. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but if you can get a good enough deal on a 5.4 and you have a good, honest mechanic, they can get all new cam chain tensioners and everything done on them for like $2,000. And to be honest, they're a really great, strong engine. The bottom end of those engines are very strong. The upper end's even really strong. It's just a timing chain component kit. So I mean, if you can catch them before they have catastrophic damage and they just need a chain, I've had several chain kits put on them, but it's a very, very common issue. Then the lifters go bad because the cam tensioners go bad, and then you're needing an engine. The 5.4 Tritons are just known for that. If you ever have a 5.4 Triton and you hear a tick, 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 tick noise, most likely one of the phasers is already bad or it's already lost a lifter. So just keep in mind, you're going to need a new engine, or you're going to be spending $2,000 to $3,000 for the kit to be done.
Tick,
I actually
tick,
like them.
boom. It really is like
Boom.
that.
Yeah.
Tick, tick, boom.
They're actually a nice engine, which is what's really sad. It's just the 5.4 is just really,
That
they're just
happens
pretty.
a lot where like one
had
thing will
so
be
many.
really solid and then it'll have some stupid issue.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you
Yeah.
came so close to being a great vehicle.
And these are all cars that any dealer at an auto auction, these are all things we're looking at. So like if me and 15 other dealers are at an auction together and these cars are coming through the auction block, I guarantee you all 15 of us dealers are thinking about all of these exact same issues on all of these exact same cars because we've
Yeah.
dealt with it so many times. So 6.4 diesels from Navistar, those are garbage. Those are dog water. In fact, I should put that on here. Never buy any Ford diesel with a 6.4 diesel engine. They're terrible. And those are like 2005 or 2006 up till 2011. Those are terrible. I should put those on this list. Do not buy a 6.4 diesel Ford,
Don't do it.
ever. The 6.7s are great. 6.0s are even okay.
What's next?
So I've been dogging on Japanese and American cars. I'm gonna go over to Germany, and we're gonna go with my favorite brand, Mercedes, and I'm gonna bring up a common issue with them, which is terrible. And I've ran into this issue actually, and I've known
BlueTechs.
better. No, yeah, we could put the BlueTech on here, but not really. The BlueTechs are fine. They just have emissions issues, which I don't count as an issue. Mercedes with the M271 engines. Those are the 2006 to 2011. Any of the V6s, V8s in the 4 cylinders, they have timing chain issues. once again, here we are with the stupid timing chains. I think most of these, most issues on cars for some reason have to come down to the timing chain system. And it's really stupid because we've had timing chains in cars for 100 years, but then you have all these issues where companies just keep putting these cheap little components in there. And it's never actually the chain. It'll be everything else is great, but one of the gear sprockets did terrible in the factory and they put it in the car anyway and it bends and then it spreads and then you blow up an engine. So the M27 ones, 06 to 2011, they're amazing cars. And if you can get one that had the remedy fix, you can actually call Mercedes, give them the VIN number of a Mercedes you're looking at, and they had a recall and a repair date. And they can actually tell you if the year that you're giving them has already been repaired or if it isn't on the repair list. If it's not on the recall list, then it's actually a good car. It shouldn't have any issues. But if it's on the recall list and they don't have any remedies left available or whatever, don't buy it. So they were doing recalls on them back in the day. They don't do them now, I don't think. So.
How many do we have left?
5 more left. Yeah. We've only
still
done
have
5.
five?
Yeah, we've only done 5. Yeah.
My phone's gonna die.
Uh-oh. So any Dodge Dart or Chrysler 200. They're terrible cars. Don't ever buy one. They're absolute
We
garbage.
sell a lot of Dodge Darts.
I don't anymore. I stopped buying darts. I won't buy a Dart or a Chrysler 200.
Wait. No. Dodge Darts?
Yeah, and Chrysler 200s.
That's what we sold a lot of?
A lot of, yes, I've sold a lot of Dodge Darts.
Why?
I shouldn't say they're,
Why?
if they're good, they're good. Look, this is if
Why?
these are ones that are gonna, oh, I'm sorry, what, you want an honest video? It doesn't, I'm not gonna not buy a car if it's a good
If we
car
sold you a Dodge Dart,
and you've had issues.
I'm sorry, but also,
Did you buy a
like
warranty?
he said.
Look, they
No, but
discontinued them
also
for a
what
reason.
he said is they're not all bad. And
No,
we
this is
go
just what we
through
commonly-
we go through our cars, we inspect them, we do our due diligence. So if you've bought any of these cars from us, just know, like, we wouldn't intentionally sell you a bad car.
No, this doesn't. And once again, like I said, it doesn't mean they're all bad. I'm
Disclaimer.
just saying, like, what I've seen from, just because I say a car is bad doesn't mean 100% of the cars are bad. It means an extrapolated amount of those cars are not the best.
Right. And if you're
So-
looking for a used vehicle and you want recommendations on what you shouldn't buy, this is a good video and
Yeah.
a good
I
thing to
have
watch.
customers that love Dodge Darts, and they've had.
Oh my gosh,
and they've
yeah.
had 3 of them.
totally.
I mean,
and
it's-
if you do love a certain car
mean they're all
like this,
bad.
cool, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen Dodge Darts hit 200,000 miles. I've never seen them not hit high mileage. They actually, the engines are pretty good. The transmissions are okay. They're a dual clutch transmission, like a
okay,
Ford
so
Focus.
go on, continue into what's bad about those.
Mainly, the biggest thing on those is the transmissions can sometimes be weird because it's the same type of transmission that's in. And now this is the same engine transmission that's in the Fiat 500Ls and the Jeep Renegades. So Jeep Renegade,
Those
Fiat
are
500L, Chrysler 200, and Dodge Dart. All
Yeah.
the same multi-air injected 2.4 liter Fiat engine with the DCCT
sense.
transmission. Main thing within those electrical issues. So the biggest.
Sorry.
Who's that? Hash. So the biggest issues on those is the electrical problems, to be honest. They have a computer, they have an onboard CAN bus system that's hooked into the cluster, the odometer cluster with like your gauges, and those go bad and like they'll forget their own mileage. Like you'll see Dodge Darts and Chrysler 200s, they don't know how many miles they have. And you can't do
They
anything about
forget
it. No, I'm
their
not kidding. They get like Alzheimer's. It's terrible. And it's absolutely garbage. So it's not even like the engine and transmissions are bad. It's like transmissions are meh. The engines are actually pretty okay. I still haven't seen one with a bad transmission or a bad engine. And the cluster is literally the computer will just forget everything about itself, and
That's not
then the
good.
car sucks. So. But you know what's funny? If you get a base package one that doesn't have any technology with it, and it's like a basic cluster and a basic radio and like no backup camera, like just a base package and one with like a manual transmission,
Basic.
they're fine.
Basic.
Like they're fine. Just the less technology, the better. That's because it's Fiat. So
Fiat. Yeah, the 500Ls are not good.
okay, and this is gonna get a lot of hate on this one, and this one purely has to do with the way that they're serviced and maintained. But 90% of the time, people aren't maintaining these. Dodges with a Hemi V8. I know it's going to bug a lot of Mopar people, but sorry, your Hemis are terrible engines because they can't idle without losing lifters and cams. So Hemis are put in all the Dodge Chargers and Dodge Durangos that police officers and law enforcement use. Of course, they're in the Hellcats and they're in the the SRT8s and all of the awesome rigs that I do love, the RTs, and they're in all the Dodge Ram pickup trucks. So the cool thing about the engine is they are very reliable if you keep them serviced and if you don't idle them a lot. So when you idle them, they don't have enough oil pressure to keep oil in the upper end of the engine. And then you'll hear the famous Hemi tick. So, which hopefully you can find some videos and you can throw that in like right now. So you'll hear them tick a lot. And you can drive them with the Hemi tick for a long time potentially, but after a while they end up flattening out the cams and you need to remove the cams. We have a Chrysler 300 out there with that issue right now. The sad thing is, they're actually one of the most classic engines on the market. You can still get a Hemi, and they're an old pushrod V8. So the V8 and that Hemi, it's the same technology we've had since the 1940s, 1950s. So it's really cool. Oh, and then the second thing that's bad about them is the cylinder displacement. Shut off. So when you're cruising on the highway, it will shut off 4 of the cylinders. So that way you're only running on 4 of the cylinders, which also ruins the cams.
To save gas mileage?
That's called MDI. Yeah, so it's I don't want to misquote it, but anyway, it has an MDI system, which is the ignition timing system, and it'll shut off certain cylinders to help preserve fuel. Well, what happens when you're shutting off cylinders when you're cruising? That's not good for the cam and the lifters either. So that's a really weird example where the cars will be very reliable if people just don't idle them and actually change the oil. That's all you need to do, and they'll be great. But it's really sad when a car is manufactured and it can't idle. So you'll see a lot of cop cars that have lifter ticks, and then they get sent to the auction. So.
Yeah. Hey, you're still here watching this video. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We appreciate the fact that you're here and that hopefully you're enjoying what you're hearing. I just wanted to take this moment to ask if you could hit that subscribe button below, maybe like the video, comment if you have any questions or anything like that. We'd really appreciate it. And we'll be sharing a lot more videos, so thanks. All right, now back to the video.
Now Honda did make the list. Early 2000s, number is 7. So early 2000 Hondas, anything from actually mid-90s up till early 2000s to be exact, their automatic transmissions are terrible. So, and Acuras. So Hondas and Acuras with automatic transmissions, make sure people actually change their fluid. I've seen so many with bad transmissions. It's absolutely terrible. And I've seen
everybody just assumes because it's a Honda that it's going to run forever. Yeah. But yeah, you need to know and do some research. And this is what I'm talking about when
these
I mean,
are weird
like
things.
These are these weird things that he knows about, these random years where, yeah, something as important as the transmission is not good on like an automatic transmission, whereas the manuals are great. We've had so many.
400,000 miles on. Now the automatic transmissions doesn't mean they won't last for a long time either. It's just, once again, service. It's another service-based issue.
How is it maintained? And that's the hard thing about a used vehicle.
Especially a used economy car. People that buy a used economy car, it was already bought as a budget car from day one when it was new.
And probably a commuter, a car that's being driven a lot. It's not
traffic, stop and go traffic.
Yeah, so it all depends on how it was maintained and was the maintenance kept up on. And most of the time there's no way to know that. You can check the Carfax to try to see, especially from that year though. I mean, there's just no way
Carfax
to know.
wasn't even a company back then, so it's hard to get that data. The nice thing about a lot of these cars is a lot of these cars are 10, 15, 20 years old. If the issues would have come up by now, they would have come up by now.
Right.
So if I go see a 2000 Honda Civic and the transmission's automatic and it's shifting great, and it has 200,000 miles on it, that's probably fine. Right. It's been shifting great for 200,000 miles.
That makes sense.
So these are all videos. They're all videos. These are all cars that it doesn't mean I don't buy these things. It means that I'm being very diligent to make sure that I'm checking my boxes against these issues.
Right.
To provide a good car, because every car is bad. Every car. No, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm so used to it. Every car is junk. They all are, because they're mechanical items. Things happen. Like, no car is great because they're mechanical. Someone built them. So
I would say, instead of saying
it is what it is. Every car is an issue.
Okay, but instead
I've become a little
numb.
I'm just used to it.
I know. What I would say is all vehicles will end up having issues and needing work done. That's just a given.
Yeah. And I've just become very used to the fact that there is no such thing as a great car, because they're cars and you should expect to repair things on cars.
Which then...
That's like saying like all bodies are great.
Can't that make all cars great then? Can't that mean that all cars are great? Instead of looking at the glass half empty, can't you look at the glass half full and say...
Almost empty, almost full.
Yeah, so give me that one.
No, I need this. Here, you need more empty. There you go. Look, I'm the buyer, so I need to be as pessimistic as possible when I'm looking at cars. If I'm an ignorant, glasses half full buyer, we'll have a bunch of broken cars because I'm crossing my fingers the whole time hoping our car I buy is good. I'm going to be
It does
negative
make you
as
more
a buyer.
diligent. Yeah.
I'm going to be a pessimistic buyer because I'm looking for everything wrong on a car, not for everything right on a car. Because the wrong things are what hurts us and hurts the customers, not the right things.
Yep. That's true. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, number 9.
I want to know the issues before they come up. These ones I actually would say to never buy. Actually, never buy these. Ever. I don't care. I don't care if they have... What?
GMC Acadia.
Oh my God, that didn't make it on here.
God.
We'll do a bonus one. We'll do a bonus one. Here, bonus insert. GMC Acadias and Chevy Traverses with the 3.6 liter Chevy engine. They're garbage. They're dog water. Do not buy one. There's the insert. No GMC Acadias. No Chevy Traverses. Ever. Don't ever buy one. I don't care if I don't care if someone hands you one. I don't care if a new one comes off the showroom floor and they give it to you. You get it out of your hands. Get away from it.
It'll entice you because it's got leather and it's got all of the things and the heated seats in third row, and you're like, oh, this looks so nice and it's cheap.
Just get a Sienna.
Yeah, just get a Toyota Sienna, even though it's not even close.
Yeah. Just get a minivan.
Just get something else.
Minivans are great, we love minivans.
Just get a Chevy Tahoe. They get the same gas mileage. Just get a Tahoe. People are like, I want an Acadia. Get a Tahoe. It's a third row GM product, and they're less garbage.
Oh, GMC Acadia.
The next one I would say never get is a PT Cruiser Dodge Neon. Thank God they don't make these cars anymore because...
PT Cruiser or Dodge Neon.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Or...
Yeah, Chrysler PT Cruisers and Dodge Neons. If you like changing head gaskets, timing belts, and transmissions all the time, be sure to get one.
Oh man, we've got
I hate them. I've had them with 40,000 miles on them, and they're garbage.
We have a list of cars that we will not purchase.
If you bring it to me as a trade-in, I'm expecting it for free.
Yeah, and some of them on that list are for reasons like what these vehicles have.
Small issues that persist over time.
Yeah, but other ones are just ones we've had really bad luck with, like bad experiences with, which our very first one was PT Cruiser. That one,
like 40,000 miles on it. It was
made
garbage.
No sense. Yeah, it was just ugh. The other one is Chevy Avalanche.
You know what though? If I can be honest,
I know they're not bad trucks.
Bad trucks,
If he even comes close to looking at one,
I like them.
It's
a good deal.
I'm like I'm immediately.
It's so sad.
Calling him. Like,
anyway, that's it.
Get back in here right now. You tell them to leave.
Yeah.
I don't ever want a Chevy Avalanche. Do not ever bring me a Chevy Avalanche.
We added 14 more vehicles in this video, talking about 10 vehicles.
We did. So you guys, you get some bonuses. It's not just 10.
Yeah, you get 30. Don't buy any car ever. Get a bicycle. Any Chevrolet sedan, besides really the Chevy Sparks.
Is this 10?
Yeah, it's number 10.
This is the last one. Number 10.
Really any Chevy sedan, besides maybe a Chevy Spark. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty vague.
Yeah, any Chevy sedan. Just any of them. Don't do it.
What year range?
Yeah. Yeah, just any of them. Just don't. I'm talking about like, okay, so like really when did they come out with the newer Malibus and Cruises? 2010, 2011, I think. So yeah, like 2010, 2011 and up, Sonics, Cruises, Malibus. I've never had a bad Chevy Spark, to be honest. I think they're made in a different factory. They're not terrible.
They're made in a different factory.
Chevy Impalas have the same engine as a GMC Acadia.
I wish it was a little bit taller. Wish it was a baller.
So I'd recommend.
Wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish
you don't
I had
want
a
Impala.
rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" Impala.
And an older than 11 Impala.
And
yeah, so anything with that 3.6 liter V6, just stay away from it, from GM. Terrible engines. The Impalas are they're garbage. Just stay away from them. Malibus with the Ecotec engines, timing chain issues. The Cruises with the Ecotec engine. They shouldn't call them Ecotec. They should call them Eco Timing Chain. Is what they should call them, because it's an economy garbage timing chain that goes bad in all of them. The timing chain.
Eco blech.
Yeah, Eco. What the heck? Chevy Sonics, timing chain. All these are timing chains. I still have never seen a bad Chevy Spark. I've seen Chevy Sparks with 200,000+ miles on them. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It makes no damn sense to me. So, other than that, and really any American sedan that kind of them all suck. The only American sedan that's actually decent is like a newer Ford Taurus. That's really the with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost.
And remember, these are just our opinions.
Just my opinions.
If you have different opinions, that's okay.
It doesn't mean, and you know
This
what,
is
I'm going to
just-
shoot myself in the foot because I sell a lot of these cars. And it doesn't mean that they're bad cars. It means I'm looking, and the good thing is I know about these issues. So before you buy these cars, I've already checked out to make sure they don't have these issues.
Exactly.
And
so you know if you're buying any of these from us that we've done our due diligence.
I wouldn't be selling
to make
it.
sure that it's a good one and to make sure that we've checked all these issues. It's good to know that he knows all of this stuff.
I'm never going to claim ignorance as a fault of a car being broken if I know enough. That being said, as long as you maintain your car, unless it's a PT Cruiser, as long as you maintain any of these cars really, and you keep up on the services, you keep up on the transmission fluid, the oil changes, you don't drive the heck out and take care of them, they're probably all going to hit 200,000+ miles. To be honest, they really are. Just take care of them. But 90% of the time, remember, I'm buying used cars to then sell used cars, which means I'm looking at cars that have been used by anything between 1 to 10 people. So I'm going to filter through every little issue to make sure you get a good car. So please make sure you just take care of your car, and it can last for a super long time. I've seen Hyundai Elantras with a Theta engine with 400,000 miles on them. There's a lady that has 400, 500,000 miles on a Theta 2 Elantra.
Wow.
So it doesn't mean they're bad cars. It means these are all issues that we've seen come up. So we want to mitigate that risk and tell you about it.
You know, it'd be funny if my phone died
And
this
none of this
whole time
mattered.
and none of this.
Ash, is the screen
Hey,
on?
Ash, is my phone screen still on?
Is it?
Oh.
Do you mess with us?
It is.
Okay, good.
The end. Goodbye.
Remember my exit?
I want to put this in the middle of the video and be like, hey, you're still here watching this video. Thank you. We're really glad
Yeah,
that you're still here.
perfect.
Yeah, okay, so.
Hey,
Hey.
oh wait. Oh, we did. Wait,
I guess we don't both have
we don't have to both say it.
No.
Okay. Please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
This for the worst cars. Because it's
Okay.
worst cars, so it needs to be me in misery and pain.
Okay.
I don't know why either. You should have showed up like a month ago.
We are here. How have you been?
Oh. We
We're
just
done.
finished.
We just finished. How have you been?
Working.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
funny.
God, this is a whole lot bigger than the little teeny.
My phone's gonna die. It's like 15%.
Okay. All right. Hi.
Hi. Like I was saying it back
Stop
to you.
it.
Golly. Oh, we should do more videos when we're tired. Not tired. I don't like that word. Yeah, we don't use that word. Needing rest. Just a little rest. Okay, anyway.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, YouTube. We're back.